Welcome back to History Decoded, where we unravel the stories behind the world's most fascinating events, places, and cultures. Today, we're diving deep into a rich and often overlooked chapter of history, the Native American heritage of California. Before the Spanish missions, the gold rush, and Hollywood, California was home to one of the most diverse indigenous populations in the world. Let's decode the ancient stories of the people who have called this land home for thousands of years. California's Native American history is unique. Long before European explorers set foot on these shores, over 100 distinct tribes lived across California, speaking more than 70 different languages. These tribes ranged from the Yurok and Hupa of Northern California to the Tongva in the south and the Chumash along the central coast. But what made their heritage so rich wasn't just their diversity. It was the deep connection they had with the land, the sea, and the sky. California's native peoples lived off the land, with incredible knowledge of the local ecosystems. From hunting and fishing along the coast to foraging in the forests and valleys, their relationship with nature was one of balance and sustainability. The Chumash, for instance, were master seafarers, building plank canoes known as tommels to navigate the waters between the mainland and the Channel Islands. The Chumash weren't just resourceful, they were astronomers, artists, and creators of rich oral traditions. In fact, like many California tribes, they believed that the stars and the sky were an integral part of their world. Their stories, passed down through generations, connect their people to the landscape in ways we're only just beginning to understand. And the stories weren't just spoken. California is home to some of the oldest rock art in North America. Petroglyphs like these, found in sacred caves, hold deep spiritual significance, providing glimpses into the belief systems and cosmology of the tribes. Each symbol tells a part of a much larger narrative, one that links their people to the forces of nature and the divine. However, everything changed in the 18th century, when European explorers arrived. In 1769, the Spanish established the first of 21 missions in California, starting with Mission San Diego de Alcalá. These missions were designed to convert and civilize the indigenous populations. But for the Native Americans, this was the beginning of a devastating era, an era marked by the forced labor, cultural suppression, and loss of life. During the mission era, tens of thousands of California's Native Americans were forced into servitude. Their lands were taken, their languages and traditions were suppressed, and many succumbed to diseases brought by the Europeans, diseases against which they had no immunity. Despite this dark period, California's native peoples resisted in ways both large and small. Some revolted against the missions, while others preserved their cultures in secret. Even after the missions declined in the 1830s, Native American communities continued to struggle against waves of newcomers. This time, American settlers during the gold rush. The discovery of gold in 1848 drew thousands of settlers to California, further displacing native peoples and destroying the lands they had lived on for millennia. Over the next decades, California's Native American population plummeted, victims of violence, disease, and displacement. But this is not just a story of loss. Today, Native American tribes in California are reclaiming their heritage. From language revitalization programs to cultural festivals, the descendants of these tribes are reconnecting with their ancestral roots and celebrating their identity. The Yurok, for example, are working to preserve their language, while the Kumeyaay have fought to protect their sacred lands from development. The resilience of California's Native American communities is a testament to the strength of their heritage. Their stories have survived colonization, missionization, and modernization, and they continue to echo through the mountains, valleys, and coastline of this land. As we explore California's past, it's important to remember that this land we walk on carries thousands of years of history. A history that's still alive today in the hearts and minds of Native American communities. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the history of California's Native American heritage. Make sure to subscribe to History Decoded for more episodes where we uncover the forgotten stories that shaped our world. What part of history should we decode next? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, keep decoding history with us.